Welcome back to Inferno Online Stockholm and welcome back to Pantamera CSGO Challenge, the second edition. I'm standing here with no one else than Alu from his new team, Team ENCE. How is everything?
Everything is fine.
Yeah? You just lost a game now, a game that it looked like you're going to win it. Well, what happened really?
I don't know, I think we choked a bit and then we threw a couple of stupid rounds and then they played really good and together in many situations, which kind of threw us off guard and then managed to win.
Yeah, because on the whole, I mean, it looked like your Mirage game was on spot. I mean, you played very well in the beginning, so well, we leave that and now we're going to be facing the Ancient team for a qualifying game. So you have to win to go through to the semifinals. Any pressure?
Nah, we are here to play our own game and just see how it goes. We are still a young team and we have a lot to improve, so it's only it's like practice for us.
Good. It's going to be train, right? And you have you and Stonda on the op, maybe this time maybe double setup. Not giving anything away, but I wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow as well.
All right.
Thank you. So Natstefix and Nato, please take it away. Let's see the game between ENCE and Team Ancients.
Alrighty, welcome back, and like he said, we've got ENCE versus Ancient coming up on a train, and these teams coming from pretty much the opposite sides of the spectrum, where Ancient beat Alamec 16-6, I believe, and then like we just saw, moves into preparation on the overtime 17-19, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Thoughts? What's your initial thoughts on this matchup?
I had never guessed that it would be Train, first of all. It's not... I saw ENCE play. I can't even remember who they played, but I think they won narrowly against a weaker team the other day, and that was on Train. But I've never seen Ancient play Train, and it's not really one of the maps where I'd say Fnatic with Pronax were really that good at. I mean, they were pretty good, but he didn't have very long to play with Fnatic on Train because it was introduced shortly before his departure, I believe. Yeah,
it was a lot about the individuals making it work. Like Meister was just a monster on Train initially, especially. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. The first matchup of the day that we saw was Ancient played against Preparation, and they got demolished 16-1. And it's a lack of confidence really was definitely seen there. Twist, for example, a player we highlighted that needs to step it up. He was pretty much non-existent on that map. Same with Snyder. They tried to make some plays. They tried to make some cheeky boosts and try to push a little bit and try to make the initiatives, but just not connecting shots. Seemed like their self-confidence was crumbling. But maybe getting a couple of games under their belt, getting a win, we could be seeing a totally different Ancient team. So I would not definitely count them out in this matchup whatsoever. But kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, I think a guy like Lekra is actually quite good on Train. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I've known Lekra for so long, but I think it is even the new Train, the updated Train, where he usually actually had really good performances. That was obviously at a much lower level than this, but yeah, he was pretty good on Cobblestone. He was playing very well, and I'm hoping that he plays well on Train as well.
Yep. As we are waiting here for the knife round to happen, and again a map where I guess most of the time people do opt to go for that CT side start if they do in the knife round. Hopefully momentarily I think we have all 10 players on the server, so just waiting for them to ready up and get this party started.
Yeah, and hopefully it will be a party. Stonda definitely felt like he was having his own kind of party on Mirage with that AWP. He had some really key frags, and Alu also not playing as much with the AWP, but he was top fragging the game. He also had some really crucial kills. He played very well.
Yeah,
so
Stonda is a player that possesses a lot of great talent for that opping, and he's super quick, very fast reflexes. I think what he just needs is just to be put a lot more into those pressure situations, because he, on the contrary of some great shots, he did miss a few that, had he connected, could have made a difference as well. So I mean, it's a bit of up and down so far for him. Just needs to get some more experience under the belt. But I feel like in the future, it could be a huge part of this team if they wish to progress in the ranks, so to speak.
But Stonda has been a player that has been in the Finnish top scene for quite some time. Has he been at a major back when they were 3D Max?
Yeah, with when I was playing in the team, it was me, Xarte, Stonde.
I thought you'd know.
Yeah, Disturbed, and who am I missing?
Yeah.
I'm missing someone.
Who did you mention?
Myself. I forgot.
Oh,
to mention.
Reflex?
No, yeah,
Oh.
it was me,
Okay.
Xarte, Stonde, Disturbed, and who was the fifth? It's been a year. I'm old. I don't remember anything anymore. Too many teams.
Well, at least he is a
many
guy
things.
who does have some experience, so it's interesting
yeah.
to me that you say that he kind of needs to
Well,
become more pressured, because I would imagine that the pressure is at the absolute max when you're at a major.
but still his playing hours total CS:GO is like at least 1,000 less than most of the top players have. He's been away for longer periods of time, so with time, I feel like he does have all the tools to be a big player for this team. So we are still waiting for the game to go live. Still believe that everyone's on the server, but do they have the signal that we are ready here too? Because we actually want to see some Counter-Strike instead of you guys having to stare at us. But
We are pretty though.
very pretty,
Yes.
pretty. That's the
We
thanks
could
to
actually
makeup
just
makeup
change
lady. Thank you for helping us out and pimping us out. But the name of the game is quite simple. The winner of this game is going to be the second team to qualify from this Group A. We already have Team Preparation that has taken that slot number 1 in the group. Well, assuming that they are not going to be losing to Alamix, who's racked up 8 rounds total in a matter of 2 matches so far.
But no matter what, they'll probably still, even if they lose, there's a big chance that they'll still end up, if they still have the round difference on their side, because this match is likely going to be close, especially on train. It is one of those maps where one side is very dominant, and that usually brings quite close games. So, yeah.
So a bit of technical issues here is why you guys have to wait for the match to start. Hopefully they will be fixed momentarily. In the meanwhile, you're just going to be waiting for this to happen. I think train is a map. We discussed about this in the fight night a couple of days ago. Is that it's still sort of green, especially on that CT side. People still sort of trying to feel out what is the best way to defend, especially that outer bomb site. You see a lot of variance in the ways that the teams play. You see a lot of ultra aggressiveness, where people are pushing this to the team main, playing around that E-box area, between the 6 trains, it's a sandwich. And then you have teams that have a lot of emphasis on that alley area as well. So, let me just see how these two teams have their CT setups on the outer bomb side now. Just gonna nod and agree. Point making.
Yeah, I don't really know. We've talked a lot about train, as you said, on fight night. Of course, we might not have the same viewers, so therefore it can be kind of an idea to talk about the map once again. But yeah, what are your predictions going into this map?
As death looms, it comes in, you're done. I think I'm gonna need another partner here. He might be dead.
Rip.
Oh, he's still here. I don't know. It's hard to say, to be honest with you. Like you said, neither have I seen Ancients play on this map. So the only real evidence I have so far is how they played in the first game, and that was definitely not pretty for them. But looking at the lineup, the assets that the team possesses, I feel like there should be a fairly even matchup. But that is to be seen.
Is train, in your opinion, a map where you can rely a lot on individual skill, or do you have to be a very organized team?
You can. I mean, there's teams like Fnatic that have made a point of being able to utilize individual skill, and then once they manage to get that pick, and even 2 picks, they'll just swarm a site. I mean, it's something you can do. You can get into T-Quad, for example, really fast. You can get down the ladder and try to get those cheeky kills. But obviously, it does help to have coordination. It does help to have proper executes as well, but there are a lot of things you can do out of default, out of just rounds where you're relying heavily on picks.
I agree. I mean, train is also one of those maps where I feel you can definitely, you can both make a case for playing very passive and trying to feel out the CTs, as a terrorist, which I think is actually early game one of the best ideas you can play around with, because if you find out how the CTs are set up, that setup rarely changes too much, and that's also why you see a lot or often the Ts pick up the pistol round, because that the map kind of favors the Ts in the pistol round. I feel it's very easy to get a bomb plant, and then you can just retract into your hiding. But as soon as that, as soon as you actually the pistol round is over and you get usually the 2 rounds following, then the CT start racking up rounds, and as soon as you start figuring out the CT setup, then the Ts usually pick up a lot of rounds late game. That's at least how I view train.
But we do have a technical issue with one of the players, so what we're going to do now is going to take a quick break and come back in just a couple of minutes, hopefully, with the problem being fixed. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I think we have fixed the issues, and knife run is about to start, so let's get right into it. It is ENCE versus Ancient. Map is going to be Train. And the name of the game is quite simple. It's going to be the winner that goes through Group A. A loser will have to go home and cry.
Yeah, because that's what losers do. Train, a map where you definitely want to pick up the knife round. It's nice to be able to pick which side to start on, even though, I mean, not everyone will be picking the CT side. Sometimes you can have some mind games by going T side, of course, but it's nice to be able to make the decision so that the mind games are in your hands. And it does look like it's going to be Ancient who are going to be at least taking the reins of the mind games here early on, as Juho should be going down shortly. And I would predict Ancient to pick the CT side.
Yeah, quite likely, to be honest with you. But we saw yesterday, if anyone's watching the SK versus Vex game in the MLG qualifiers, Vex starting on that T side, and they got the perfect start, winning the pistol, winning the first gun round, and then just steamrolling that first half into, I think it was 12-3. So, I mean, it's not uncommon that you'll see huge T halves as well. Like we said, the map is still green. People are sometimes a little bit uncomfortable with the positioning. If you don't have a lot of structure on this side, if you don't have various different setups, you can just call out, let's play this passive setup or this aggressive setup. It comes into down to the individuals making the choices and making intuitive decisions, and sometimes, especially in pressure situations, they might not be the best of decisions. Interesting.
I think the coaches are on the wrong team, so no, I'm not sure what happened.
I think they wanted to start on the city side, but somehow something weird happened, and the engine managed or ended up being on the T side.
Or yeah, it looks like it.
Yes,
They're boarding
no,
now, at least.
We'll see. I guess we'll see once it starts. Countdown is happening right now. This round, as far as we can tell, is now going to be happening, and yep, it's going to be ENCE on the city side, apparently. So, let's look at the buy from Ancient. They have armors across the board. CT side, Stonda has a smoke and a kit. Everyone else of them has armors. So this is likely going to be a straight-up play from the T's. Puff already out of T, mainly the T quad. Infiltration plays are real. One of the T's is going alley. Meanwhile, 3 coming down ladder. So a 1-3-1 kind of a split for yard. Bound to happen here.
Yeah, and Alu playing the alley area, definitely an area that you want to have control of as much as possible, especially if you're the CT side. It can really decrease the amount of lurks coming in, but Duo going to be just removing one of the lurkers from the server as Pauf gets taken out, and now Sart holding strong on the B bomb site, going to be playing it kind of retake, but going to be landing one shot, and then Stonda with another. So it's a 5 vs 2 situation. They do get the bomb plant, but Lekro should be going down just any minute now. He does, and they know where Pronex is. He's too far, and he can't even win this round anymore.
No, it's not happening. There's a diffuse kit on the CT. Stonda gets the diffuse down, and what seemed like it was going to be a yard split. I think that was the initial plan, but once Pauf went down in T quad, the rest of the T's actually opted to go inside with 3 people, and they got the bomb down, but that was all she wrote for Ancient, and now it's going to be round number 2. They have upgraded some pistols. They have a smoke and an armor on Pronax. Now, a lot of teams actually opt to go for the inner bomb site to try and get a bomb plant, but instead it looks like Ancient is gearing up for a push for the outer bomb site. Pretty slow plays, not much happening yet. Just sort of feeling out of what the CTs are doing. And bomb is actually dropped down, still not happening all too much.
It's interesting how Pronax has decided to pick up a body armor and a smoke, while the others decide to just save up. But perhaps he's hoping that that smoke makes way into a bomb plant, and that might be why he's bought Kevlar as well, to get the bomb down on either one of the sites.
Yeah. This could be exactly like you just said. It seems like they're gearing up for the inner push, which has 2 CTs right now. It's going to be Stonde and Xarte there. Xarte on the number 1 train, keeping a higher ramp in Stonde. Close the CT connector, and the smoke is about to land. Never mind, it comes too late, so Stonde connects on the first shot. A Molotov on the site too. That's going to make the planner hard for the plant to happen. But look at how low all the Cs are. The bomb is actually dropped down. It's a 3-on-3 situation now. Make it a 3-on-1 in just a matter of seconds. Just Poff left, and don't think he's going to be able to get a plant. Sunny just get that kill. 2 guys from ENCE do drop, so that's going to mean some rebuys from the Finns. But look at this. ENCE is going to go right into it. Round number 3, they're going to be fully buying. No op in the play. 3 smokes. A bunch of flashes to work with. Let's see how they approach it. Stondy, on the other hand, on the city side, already has an op.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure what the game plan was there. Pronax, it looked like he kind of wanted to plant it front side, and they wanted to push aggressively versus the CTs, but him going down in that scenario meant that the bomb was dropped so far that his teammates couldn't even reach it anymore. And I guess they expected that the smoke the Pronax put in would block off the vision so he could get the bomb plant safely, but didn't work out this time around, and that actually meant they didn't even get the bomb plant.
Yeah, another default approach from Ancient to Alley. One is around T main. Bomb is dropped around there too. They've played one of the players in the ramps in bomb site. Just waiting for ENCE to make a aggressive push. A bit of a boost here in Alley. They're going to be pushing. They're going to be facing Allo momentarily. Still on a UMP. Twist is the one making his way. They're going to be smoking the right side from Alley and not even committing to it. They're just waiting for things to happen, really. They're letting ENCE to do the initiative.
Yeah, they're waiting for Allo to peek, but they don't know he's close, and now they do, and he's going to get down one player as Twist then instantly returns and takes down Allo. So Twist does have a bit of room to work with now, and Stonde going up into the heavens here with no body armor, though, could end up being a dire situation, but so far it's going quite well as Sunny takes down not 1 but 2, then gets taken out, and they know the position of Stonde, but Stonde instantly kills off Schneider, and that is the 3rd round on the board for the Finns.
Yep. That was Ancient just taking a lot of time building up that round. It was down to like around 30 seconds before they really made that push without either team getting a kill in the round before that mark. As Allo managing to try to kill an Alley, and then Sunny and Yuho having some kills, and Stonde as well. So good hold from ENCE in the end of the day. 2 players remaining from them, and it's going to be a save from Ancient once again. It's going to be quite straightforward towards the inner bomb side as it seems right now. Again, Pronax does have a smoke, and there's some upgrades in the pistols. And a peek from the upper deck, or the upper ramp, you should say. Not connecting any shots. So, 1:25 on the clock. A bit of a waiting game going on right now. Stonde, I think he just saw one of the T's. Yeah, he did. And he's going to connect on that shot. It's going to be a push coming down from the lower ramp. But it's going to be Xarte getting a kill. Make it 2. Make it 3. Not 4, though, as Yuho comes in through the Z connector and gets that kill. Not a bomb plant for Ancient, but that being said, they've lost 4 in a row. They saved that one, so it's going to be 100% buy at this point. Still no AWP in the play for Ancient, though, but plenty of grenades to work with. 2 Molotovs. Everyone having a smoke as well, so this enables them to do whatever and execute they would like.
Yeah, and I think ENCE are doing a really good job at not over-rotating. They're playing this very, very confidently. And I think that's why they picked up the first 4 rounds here. So, Twist, a huge kill. No real reason for Zart to peek out when he doesn't have another player on the bomb site. They could have potentially just rushed down onto the bomb site and they would have had it, but it's obviously can be a bit of a it can gamble. Be a bit tricky. Yeah, of course.
Because they don't know what the situation is.
Of course.
But still the situation obviously favors them, though. So 5-on-4 on the T side, and so that means
Alu only has an MP9 as well, so...
Yep, he needs to be playing up front somewhere. And it's going to be Stonde the lone man inside, actually, but as it is right now, and it's actually Ancient gearing up for an outer push with a minute on the clock, so I need to make a decision yet, but Pronax going down all the way to 24 HP in Alley means that at least some HP damage being dealt, but still, it is a 5-on-4. It's 50 seconds on the clock, so they need to make a decision here soon.
Yeah, and they do have the man advantage, but they don't have too many grenades to work with, and the CCs do have quite decent positions here. They're going to be double peeking the first guy, and the second guy also gets double peeked, and then Alo also takes down a player coming from Pop Dog. So Lekro going to be battling Alo. Alo going to be winning the fight. Now it's all left to Pronex, who already was dropped low, and that ended as quickly as it started, it seemed.
Yeah, Sunny with the big play there in E-Box. He getting those 2 kills, really. Getting the first one and then just playing around, utilizing the E-Box there to make that second kill possible. And 4 guys from ENCE surviving. That means a lot of money saved in the bank for them. It's 5-0 for the Finnish side. It's going to be, again, upgraded pistols. A bit of needs for Ancient in round number 6, as they are looking to, once again, at least get that bomb plant. And it seems as though 3 of the Ts are gearing up to go towards the inner bomb site, while the other 2 are just causing a bit of distraction. But look at this. The inner push is coming in. And the Tech-9 is doing a lot of damage, already dinking Sorte down to like 20 HP. He does manage to get a kill on Pronax, but the bomb is down. And look at that grenade, making a lot of damage. And it's just a tease going down in the flames and grenades and ops.
Yeah, and they have 2 lurkers, but because the T players, they went down so quickly, these lurkers are pretty inefficient, and they are actually, it seems like it's going to be saving, and it's actually not a bad decision. I mean, you already got the bomb plant, so you're still going to get some money in the bag.
Now they'll have the op.
And there's no reason for Schneider to lose his armor there.
And why not just get 2 ops while they're at it? They're 6-0 down. Switch up what you're doing and get 2 ops. It's going to be Schneider and Twist on the ops, so you're probably not going to be expecting any rushes from the Ts in the scenario. Instead, you're going to try to get some picks going on. See, it's Stoned actually playing very aggressively in alley. Now that smoke is going to help him out a little bit. Alo's going to be here in a cheeky little position behind tall box inside of alley. It's going to be left there too. I think he realized the situation is going to try to just creep down. And look at this, a bit of a boost going in alley actually for Snyder. Like I said, they're just going to try to get some picks going on here. Twist is going to be in team main. Snyder going to be in alley, and those are the 2 playmakers right now. They're trying to make the plays happen.
They really don't have much map control here. They are not pushed through Ivy and, team main. Okay, they do get the first frag from Pronex, taking down Alo with a good boost coming in. And now the T's are just going to be swarming the site from every single angle possible. Stunner needs to land this shot, and he does not. So he goes down, and it's a 3 versus 5, a very hard one at that, as the CTs are going to be dropping yet another player. Juho gets taken down as well, so it's all left to Sart, who is coming in from Connector, and that is probably the hardest spot to retake from. It's the most common spot, and the T's will surely know. Now they most definitely will, as Porf does get the bomb plant, and Sart save or go?
I mean, like, considering the money situation for ENCE, he should try to get some exit kills. He needs to try to make sure that Ancient needs to rebuy more in the following round. So that if should ENCE win the round after, he could potentially either force a quasi-bot for Ancient or even force him an eco. But so far, he's not really getting anything out of it. It's going to be in Z connector, so potentially he's going to get a fighting chance for it. He does get a kill, but that's all she wrote in this round.
Ninja defuse coming in.
Yeah, no time for that though. It would have been hilarious if he actually had that, but not happening. He's going to go down with the bomb. It's going to be 2 of the T's going down, but Pronax was the man of the hour in that round, definitely. Nice plays from Snyder and Pronax and Alley. They boosted up on that tall box, and they got a kill on Alo. That enabled to push, and then Pronax going in the back hall of that outer bomb site, then getting a kill on onto Stone there as well, pretty much opening out the bomb site, and Pauf also coming in, and that was the round over. So the slow plays did work for Ancient this time, but it's going to be double ops for ENCE at this point too. That was Stone there, just like shotting Pauf, and then Xarda coming in and then finishing the job. So early advantage for ENCE in round number 8.
And now Twist, this angle is not really that good of an angle with an op, so he's looking to actually get down here and try to take a fight towards the bomb site. The same is what Schneider is trying, but with only 3 members left, and the money is going to be reset, as you also mentioned.
Yep.
it's kind of one of those rounds where you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, if we get one kill, we can try it, but if we don't get one kill fast, we should just go and save. But Schneider gets that kill, and then Juho takes down Twist, so you're going to be asking that same question just once more.
Yeah, Snyder down to 3 HP as well. And there goes Lecro, so it's going to be Snyder with 3 HP as a last one with an op. I feel like this is going to be a game of Snyder being hunted, and there you go. He gets hunted by Xarte. That's the Counter-Strike nightmare there, right there for Ancient, but they have a bit of money to work with, so now it's the decision time. They seem to be deciding on buying. Now, whether or not they're going to be keeping on playing slowly or picking up the pace is the question, but Snyder does get another op, so that does suggest that they might be playing another slow round here. He's going to try to go for a pick in team main, and he does connect on Yuho. That's going to be a great advantage for Ancient to come start things off. Slightly too much of a free frag there, but a great play nonetheless for Snyder, taking that one up.
The funny thing with Ancient is that perhaps the guy with the most pressure is actually a guy like Pronax, because everybody's expecting him to step up so massively since he's played at such a high level. And coming in here, it's a map that's really hard to get team rounds on, but 7-1 is really not the scoreline you want to be looking at when you've got one of the world's best in-game leaders. But that just, Cadian said it in the interview earlier, it is a team game, but it also is the case that if you don't have the firepower individually, your teamwork might be insanely good, but that's not enough. You need both.
You definitely do, and Ancient still taking their sweet time on deciding what to do. Seems like they're trying to get some information with Schneider's op here in the upper ramp of inner bomb site. He's just going to be creeping in. If he's going to be able to see anyone is a question. Right now, Xarda is the only possible thing he could be connecting on. He does! A nice shot from Snyder. That's going to be that B bomb side all open. Invitation for a fight, and Snyder with another one. He's been a huge part of this round with that 3K. And Pronax also chiming in on the flank. And that's just collapsing rather quickly there for ENCE. And this Pronax going to get another one. There you go. Snyder and Pronax. 3 and 2 kills respectively, making it work. And again, I mean, that wasn't really a matter of any heavy execute, it was just a matter of individuals making plays. Snyder getting the pick in team main right away. Then you had him just go and higher ramp, get that pick on Xarte as well. And that was pretty much all she wrote on that round.
I saw a guy writing a message on HLTV saying, oh, let's actually just hang on for a second. Pronax going to be pushed, and I think she should be going down, but Stunde completely blinded, and Alu might be able to get the trade, but it is the case that ENCE, whenever they do play one aggressive in Ivy, they always play two, and if the T's manage to adapt to this, this could give them a lot of good information about Alu's whereabouts.
Yep.
I think that might have been why Pronax was sitting with his Molotov out, but he didn't actually commit to it. And now suddenly going to be taking down one, but these T's are just finding frags every single spot possible now. It seems this last guy is Sart, and he's just going to drop. But what I was saying is that I saw a guy on HLTV, and obviously HLTV is...
I like how this is starting. HLTV, yeah. Alright, cool.
It's the forums and stuff. It can be a bit weird sometimes, but I saw a guy saying that before the team preparation and Ancients game, he wanted to... bet on Ancient, but he was afraid that Schneider would be opening again. And I think he's done an amazing job so far. He almost got a double there as well.
His teammate, the one that grenade almost finished twist off with 3 HP. He's going to be in T-quad. In an awkward position, but Pov is coming in. It's going to be saving the day for Team Ancient in this situation. It's going to be a 5-on-3 in the favor of the Swedes, but there you have it. Now it's Stonda is going to pick up that kill on Twist. Schneider going to enjoy that assist. I'm sure he will. So things are slowing down. First it seemed like it was going to be a fast push through team main, but with all the little things that happened, the round just sort of slowed down, and now Yuho has an armor and has an AK. So it's always a potential for something to happen here, but obviously the numbers are favoring Ancient. Look at this. Pauf, is he? Yep, he's going to get that kill on Yuho. That's going to make it 4-on-2 now. That's an invitation to just take over this outer bomb site, which is Stone there. No, rather Xarda, who's very low in HP.
Seems like Pauf is just winning every single battle he's taken here the last few rounds. This time against an eco, of course, or at least more or less an eco. I think it was some sort of weird force buy, but definitely finding some good picks, and he made that round work. It could have actually gone the other way. It seemed like it was quite even early on, but yeah, he cemented their position in that round.
Yep, it's been a good comeback considering how poorly that first half went for Ancient. They finally put themselves in this game, have a fighting chance in making this work. So it is 7-4 in favor of ENCE at this situation. Round number 12, starting as slow as the previous rounds that have been. It's been Ancient managed to get those first picks in the last few rounds and enabled them to capitalize and make rounds happen. Now Snyder is going to get attacked just slightly. And Yuho is actually pushing the teammate. Does he realize Yuho started to actually get the first 2 kills? That's going to be a 5-on-3, but make it a 4-on-3 if Pauf is going to be able to trade one. Now he's just going to be running out here. He's going to be here back of E-Box. A teammate of his being in ladder room as well. So they're definitely going into this outer bomb site.
Yeah, so the CT is obviously looking to hang on to this round. It looks like that is going to be the case. They're going to be taking... Well, Sonny's going to be taking 2, and Side is going to be taking down 1, so a lot of CT players staying alive, and I think that's very important. They need to start building bank here, and they've lost quite a few in a row, so they should be having decent economy. It looks like...
Yep.
Yeah, they do have a bit of money. Even if they were to lose this round, they could be buying some scouts and such, which isn't actually such a bad idea on train, which is... Oh, because it's such an open map.
Yep. Get an open Snyder on the T side as well, so you gotta expect it to be another slow round for them. Just gonna be sending to alley once again. So you guys playing slightly towards that inner bomb side, just waiting for an opportunity to come in. But a whole lot happening here. Twist and Pronax once again. Going to be the 2 guys in alley in this round. Actually, they're going to be putting a slight little boost, and then Stone to pick does spot that out, but does not manage to connect on a shot. So it's still 5-on-5. Minute and 15 left on this round, and seems like a second player from the CTs is going to be rotating to the inner bomb site. So Xarda is going to have Stone to there to help him out. Meanwhile, on the T side, still not really decided on what to do. Minute left on the clock. Waiting for the right opportunity to come.
Yeah, so it's just a patient game right now, and Sard has actually been doing really, really well on this B-bomb side. He's been playing it solo, but he's been doing a really, really good job in my opinion. And Alu, getting that pick, it seems Pronex always lurks the Ivy area, and it seems to be the case that Alu is the one winning the battles most of the time.
Seems like Pronex should have made more damage in that situation. Stonda hitting that shot though. Snyder coming in. Is going to connect Onxarte. The bomb is down in an awkward position. Snyder's going to push in and not get that kill. Onxarte somehow... Oh, it turns into a 2-on-1 situation, but Pauf being so low in HP doesn't have the opportunity to win that one. And a good hold from the ENCE. That's going to make it 9-4, and now this is a situation for Ancient where if they lose this one here, they're going to be broke going into the last round of the half. And meanwhile, ENCE obviously, if they lost this one, they wouldn't have the healthiest of buys, but let's see how it turns out. Looks like another rather slow round coming in. It's going to be heavily towards the inner bomb side, though, directly. It's sort of playing very, very passively on that bomb side. It's going to try and not get surprised by anyone just creeping in.
Nats, what, in your opinion, is a balanced scoreline on train?
It is about 9-6.
9-6? Yeah, sounds just about right. And smokes are going to be coming in. Sart, once again, has to stay strong here on the B-bomb site. He's not going to connect any shots from the start, and he doesn't have any Molotov. Surprisingly, he could have bought that and disabled the possibility of a plant, but instead he's just going to be spamming through the smoke. He's going to connect slightly onto Pauf, and Schneider in prime position to actually deal with this if Stonda decides to get up. Yeah, he actually just gets taken down early, and Schneider will be the one falling, I'm sure, as he has to take the peak. And then Pronex, this time he's not lurking, but he does have a Molotov.
But the diffuse time, I think it doesn't. Yeah, it's not happening. Why does he even go in there anymore? He should have just fallen back, considering the money situation for them. Oh well.
Especially since it's the last round of the half.
Yeah, interestingly, 5-on-5 afterplant situation, and managing to win it. Started playing super passively, letting the T's come in. They get the bomb down, but The thing is, you sort of have to force a play on the T side of the after plan. You have to be super aggressive and take the fight before the actual retake comes in. But you have 3 AKs, a Deagle, and a Galil from Ancient. Only a couple of nades, really. So it's gonna come down to the aiming, and it's gonna be kills traded already. It's gonna be a 4-on-4 situation. 2 Ts are around the 6 area. But Juho, you're gonna be able to disable 2 of the players in this situation.
Instead, it's Stunde, taking down Pauf, and Pronix and Twist kind of forced into a bit of an awkward situation. They have to stand there holding hands until the Molotov clears, and Stunde is still up in the heavens. Hasn't spotted Pronix, but now he has, as Pronix kind of alerts him to his position. This is a very key duo, and Twist wins that, so...
Don't understand why Xarda actually took that duel, but he makes that 2-on-2 now.
Maybe he was just going to try to defend the bomb, but instead it's going to be Sonny who does a much better job at actually defending the bomb, and he now is in pop, so Pronix has a lot of work on his hands here.
Yep. The bomb is in no man's land as well. It's not making it any easier for him. He's going to be sandwiched potentially here. Stunde going to be, but Pronix is actually pre-aiming that position, so not working out for him. It's going to be 11-4 half for ENCE on the CT side. That's you know, a couple rounds more than you'd expect maybe on that CT side versus what the general idea of CT half on train nowadays is. But quite streaky there for Ancient. They pretty much almost got them in a row, those rounds that they did win.
I think they got them all in a row, actually.
No, actually, there was one in between. So they won one, then lost one, and then won 3 in a row. As we do go into the pistol round number 2. Right back into the action. It's going to be T-side for ENCE, and they have a Molotov and a smoke to work with here on Sunny. And Juho has a Deagle in armor. That is rather interesting, but Juho is actually pretty nutty with that Deagle, so you never know. On the other hand, Pronix with a kit and a smoke, everyone else on an armor. Seems like the inner bomb side is going to be the one that is going to get attacked. With 2 CTs here, it's going to be Lekro here. It's going to be Pauf.
And it's a very, very crucial round for Ancient. If they do not win this pistol round, it's more or less goodbye already, as ENCE will be on 14 rounds more or less. So the T's been gifted the bomb site here, and they do actually get a lot of map control as Stunde decides to push in. He could potentially shoot a couple of players in the back, but instead it's Sonny who takes down Lekro, who's playing in the upper position. Stunde still willing to take a fight, but gets taken down by a good shot from Schneider. And then Sart going to be taken down one. It's just kills traded back and forth here, but Pauf and Schneider going to be stepping up to the plate now. Sonny does have a Molotov, though, for the bomb. And Twist, he does... There the Molotov comes in, actually. And Twist does have a kit, but he can't defuse the bomb currently. Pauf needs to win this fight, and he does. So now it's all left to Juho. He does have the Deagle. Twist is going to be spotted out. He does have a kit, but if he gets Twist, and he does, this is round over. And Pauf is not going to be able to make this work. Oh, is he? No, surely not.
I was like, what's going on? That Molotov delaying the potential defuse for so long. And then there you have it. Like, that's the that was a good example of the 2 ways of afterplan situation. You have to play super aggressively on afterplan LT side. That's gonna waste enough time, make it harder for the CTs to come in. Even the numbers in the end were favoring Ancient. That Molotov on top of everything, making a huge difference. It's going to be 12-4 for ENCE, and look at this, Ancient going for that force buy as well. So they're playing double or nothing in this situation, pretty much.
Yeah, and Schneider, of course, not deciding to go with any sort of armor. He want to be saving for that author. We have been seeing him pick up quite a bit at this tournament so far. He's been doing well with it, and therefore, of course, he wants to pick this up. It's a very strong weapon, especially on a map like Train, which is so open. So, yeah, I mean, besides the fact that he doesn't have any armor, he's actually probably the most aggressive player on this CT side right now. He's standing in a headshot spot, just looking for anybody to go into T main, but Stunde has already crossed, and a good jump comes in, but Schneider, he isn't even spotted, actually, it seems. And now Schneider could be getting a free frag, but instead it's Lekro, and this round is just turning on its head, it seems. Juho going to be taking down Schneider, though, evening up the numbers to a 3 versus 3, but Lekro, ooh, I thought that was a headshot. Just a body shot for now, but Alu going to be taking down Lekro, and it's 2 versus 2 once again, but not looking too bad for the CTs. They do have pistols, it's close quarters battles, and they only have 40 seconds to work with on the T side.
Yeah. It's 100 HP on all 4 players right now, and ENCE guys, it's going to be Juho and Alu just taking it chill. Same with Pauf and Pronix, not really committing to anything. Make sure both players today going to try and trade kills. It comes down to a 1-on-1 now. 100 HP on Palf, still 98 for Yuho. He's going to be running into Z connector, as it seems like he's going to go to the inner bomb side right away. Go for that bomb plant, but Palf is just coming in. He ain't wasting no time. Yuho does clutch it in the end without having to plant the bomb with only 5 seconds on the clock. So, I mean, it could have been a case where Palf could have been hiding, but, you know, it's just a matter of a second or two. Make the decision even, but comes down very close. It's going to be 13-4, now it's decision time again for Ancient. What are they going to do? Twist actually just decides to buy a armor in P250.
Yeah, and Sart is there with a Bison, not a weapon we see too often. But he is going to be rushing in, not going to be getting anything from it.
Whoa.
That was quick, and Pronax also taking down one, so now this round gets very, very interesting. Stunner going to be taking down one as Schneider drops, and then Lekro takes down yet another, and he might find even more. Twist does. So now it's all left to Stun in a 1 versus 3 situation, and Lekro on this ladder could end it all right here, but they don't know how far he's pushed, and Lekro actually not aware of Stunner's positioning at all. He does have the bomb in hand, and he could potentially make this work.
Yeah. Hide and seek going on here. There's an AK for Puff, though. It doesn't have an armor, so it could be that 8 punch could come into effect. There's a minute to play for here for Stonda, so and Twist down to 16 HP. So this is going to be interesting. Is he managing? I think he's going to manage to go into CT spawn unnoticed. And while you do have Twist here, who's pushed inner onto top of ladder, he's going to potentially go down ladder. Nope, he's just waiting for things to happen. Actually opting to go into that inner bomb site. Meanwhile, Stonda goes into Z connector. So there's merry-go-round going on here right now. Stonda trying to force a kill before committing to anything, really. But look at this, though. Puff is going to get Stonda behind, and there you have it. A round that you would have probably not thought Ancient to win. Well, they do, where they purchased virtually nothing except for Twist in that one. But still, it is Ancient that picked that one up. Again, a round from ENCE where, you know, they should have really had that, obviously, similar to against Preparation on Mirage, where just a bit of, I could say, maybe overconfidence in that situation. But regardless, Ancient coming into it, and that was the last call for them, pretty much. And they have an op now on Snyder just to start things off, and Pronax is down to 16 HP. In the first 30 seconds of the round.
We do have an AWP on either team here, so that's quite nice. Pronax has already dropped low, whereas ENCE are all on full HP, and I think it's more or less the case that if ENCE pick up this round, the game is over. I said that about the pistol round, but I think it's even more true now, because they're going to be forcing Ancient to a weird force buy or an eco, and Stonda taking that first pick is very, very, very important. Now, Schneider going to be evening up the numbers quickly, but Juho also taking out Schneider, and he was a full HP player, so that's very, very crucial. Stonda needs this kill. If he does, this round is over. Pauf, last man standing, needs to come with some sort of hero play. Don't ever count this guy out, though, but this time...
If you ask Anders, at least.
Yeah.
Never count him out. Oh well. But there you have it. It's going to be 14-5 scoreline, and Counter-Strike Nightmares for Ancient. Money being reset completely, sitting at 1.5k. They're going to be forcing up. It only makes sense for them considering it's a 14-5 scoreline at this point. And yeah, good pick from Stonda, and then Yuho cribbing in the T quad and managing to kill the second guy in alley as well. Pretty much making things work well for them. Now, let's see what kind of approach ENCE is going to have. Seems like a rather quick inner push, at least into the ramps here in inner, and Yuho just pushing upper with alongside two big players, but it's powerful once again, going to be able to utilize this 5-7 to its full potential. Bomb is going down. 5-on-5 retake.
Yeah, and the kills once again going in favor of Ancients. These pistols are just going too hard. And Juho going to be picking up one kill. Stonda in a bit of a tricky situation, but he does have a Molotov, and he does land it through the smoke as well, so that's beautiful from him. Now, they don't have a kit on the CT side, and if Stonda gets this kill, it might actually be doable. So, unfortunately, he's not going to get it, and he's just going to be charging in. But
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. But if he gets that kill, it's
Yeah.
very likely it actually turns in his favor because he can quickly kill off Lekro. Schneider is also low, and Pauf is actually also low. So
Yeah, again, Pistols working out, and ENCE losing against another force bite. And that's going to actually put them on a safe situation here. So potentially Ancient managing to build some back in this situation. Pistols being operated on a bunch of ENCE players. Alo and Sunny have armors and upgraded pistols. Yuho has a deagle too. They have a smoke and a flash. Seems like now Yuho's going to be the lone guy in alley trying to just get a 1D. It's close but no cigar for him. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is looking for an inner push, and it's coming up, but it's 2 CTs in there. That Molotov also just denying that attack in just a matter of a couple of seconds, really making it a 5-on-2 situation in favor of Ancient. The bomb is down on lower ramp too, so not a lot of hope going for defense in this situation unless something weird happens, but you can't really bank on miracles happening.
it's not really that big of an investment. They bought a few pistols here and there. Sat doesn't even have a single pistol. Doesn't have armor either. Doesn't have anything. So them losing the round isn't that big of a surprise. Now they should have more money going into this next one, and I would assume that they're going to be buying off of this. They do have a bit of money, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, with such a big lead, you could definitely make a case that it could be. Yeah, they're just going to go with pistols and armor. And
Yeah, I think I agree with this, considering the 14-7 scoreline. It makes sense for them to be upgrading some pistols, getting some nades, and you know, there's in CS:GO, pistols are quite useful, you could say. So it wouldn't be the first time or the last time that someone wins this kind of a buy either. And Yuho disconnect on the first kill, but Twist is there. And around ladder, no, actually Ivy is gonna kill, make it double now. Gets a kill on Yuho too. So that early advantage now turns in the favor of Ancient.
yeah, and the T's, I mean, Sat once again doesn't even have armor. They're just looking to get some guns here. Playing it very slow, very passive. And if they do get a few guns down, that would be kind of a small win for them. They're probably not even thinking about winning the round here. They're just going to go for some weapons if they can, because next round they'll have a lot of money to work with. Schneider spots one player in there, and Alu going to be pushing out. Going to be taking down Schneider, actually, so that's a 3 versus 3 now. And if Twist also goes down here, that could be massive. Twist instead pulls out his pistol, but Alu's still going to be winning the fight. And then Pauf also takes down Sat. So once again, even numbers. Pauf with yet another. And it's all if the Alu does get taken down by Lekro in the end.
Yeah, that got a lot closer than it should have, really, considering how things were going that round. And now it's going to be a buy for ENCE as well. They have picked up an op. And then the rest of them have AKs and a lot of grenades and utility to work with. So let's see what kind of approach we have from them. On the CT side, it's Twist working on an op, and looking like Yuho is just going to be committing to T-Quad once again. The rest of his teammates are actually making some noise towards the inner bomb side to start the round with. And look at this. There's 2 guys from Alley pushing in. That's Pronax and Snyder. They have taken over Alley. But the T's know this situation right now. It seems like it's going to be another push coming in, and Lekro going to be the first guy getting a kill. He's going to get another one. Nope. Sunny is going to retaliate. And Yuho's going to be in CT quad instead, and that's pretty much the bomb side open, actually. It's going to be a retake situation in this situation. The bomb is going down. It's a 4-on-4. Bomb has been planted. And retake is coming in. Snyder does get a pick on Yuho. He's going to take Face also, then takes Alu and Sunny as well. It's going to be 3K from Snyder, just leaving Stonedale out in a 1-on-3. Not defusing it is Snyder. Is he going to get a forward one? Nope. He's going to miss a shot on Stonedale. And what's going on? How is Stonedale not dead in this situation? Is the question, really. But eventually it does go down to Twist. And that's going to be another round for Ancient. It's an interesting one. 4-on-4, and then the bomb goes down into a retake, and Ancient eventually coming out on top.
Really like the decision from Twist and Pauf. A lot of shots missed, but they knew he was quite low. His teammates had done slight damage, and so they know he's on ult behind the E-box, and they decide to push close so that even if he lands one shot, there's no way in hell he's ever going to land the second, and therefore they're no matter what going to be winning the round. So it's a very good decision from them, and it ends up paying off massively, and they do get rewarded with a round here.
Yeah, and a partial buy for ENCE. Once again, they have an AK and upgraded pistols. Twist and Snyder, respectively, getting kills with those ops they have. Now Pronak's going to be pushing in alley. It's going to get a kill on alley too. That's going to be a quick 5-on-2 in favor of Ancient, but Sunny is going to put ENCE on the board on this one. He's potentially facing 2 more. He gets a kill on Poff. And then Pronax finally stops the reign of Sunny in this situation. Now, Stonda does have access to the bomb. They could potentially just go in the inner and get a bomb plant in this situation. There's nobody from the CTs on the inner bomb side. That is interesting right now. That is very interesting. It's going to be a free access, but Twist is now, as the bomb is about to go down. Twist is coming in.
And Twist looking for it. There are 2 low players though, and there are a bunch of ops, so him not having any body armor doesn't really have any effect. If he just lands a good shot onto Twist, this might be doable. But this Molotov, this double Molotov, in fact, is going to be too much. This triple Molotov. They really want to clear out this area of the map, that's for sure. He gets one, but dies to the Molotov. If he actually lands that shot, stays alive, the other guy peeks.
They must have. Did they spot him under a train or something? I mean, there's
yeah,
no other. Yeah,
Molotov.
why would you otherwise triple Molotov there? That was interesting. But yeah, round comes down to a only 2 players left from Ancient, so they need to rebuy again. But there you have it. Snyder and Twist are going to be on double ops once again. It's good, 14-10. So Ancient slowly getting into this match too.
And Schneider going to be going for yet another aggressive pick towards the Ivy area, and there's a lot of aggressiveness towards Ivy, and they've committed 2 players to this push, and now the T's actually just rushing the A bomb side. Electro standing tall for now, though. He's going to be taking down Sonny as Stunned also finds Twist. And if Electro does not manage to stay alive, this could be very, very hard for the CTs, and the trades obviously favor the T's, so right now it's looking better and better for ENCE, who still have an op in play, but the bomb in a bit of a bad situation with Snyder actually watching that, and then the flank comes in from Pronax, so then I also have to worry about them being shot in the back.
Yep. The problem for ENCE right now is the bomb situation in an opening where Snyder can see it, but he has to fall back actually. They're going to double up in the alley. 55 seconds on the clock. Bomb is going to be in connector. Bomb is still not being picked up by either of the 2 T's. Instead, they're trying to force the next kill, it seems like ENCE are trying to do right now to make it even numbers. But look at this. Snyder and Pronax are going to be doubling up, pushing alley, and Pauf is going to be the one connecting on Yuho, leaving Sardo in a 1-on-3 situation with an op. Disconnect on Schneider. Makes it a 2-on-1 now. But he has to make something work here, but he's not going to be able to, as Pronax is going to get that last kill. And it's going to be 14-11. Ancient slowly but surely getting back into this match. Again, I would say this could be a good moment for considering... Why does our scoreboard just not work?
Yeah.
I want to see how many rounds in a row. It's been 5 in a row for Ancient, so this situation is borderline whether you want to have a timeout for ENCE really, and just try to stop the momentum from Ancient at least, and just talk through how to approach on that T side.
That actually sounds like a very good idea. Instead, they're just going to keep playing here. Schneider once again finds the entry frag, and he's been doing this quite a bit on train. It's been really, really strong for the counter-terrorists. Now the boost is going to be coming in once again, this time from the other team. And we'll see if Pronax is actually ready for this, but they aren't actually going to commit to it fully.
Yep, it's a 5-on-4 early advantage for Ancient at this point. Smoke's being deployed, Molotov's being deployed to alley. It's going to cost Twist to fall back slightly, but Pronax is in an interesting situation. Going to get Paul flashed in, but Pronax only gets 1. Stone is going to be there to retaliate on that kill. Still advantage for the CTs. Bomb is not committed to either bomb site yet. It's going to be picked up by Alu. Sort is going to be in the ladder room. Now, 50 seconds on the clock, so this could be... This kill from Lekro could be the changing factor, but Stonda does get the kill onto Lekro. So it still gives a slight slim chance for ENCE into this round. Need to pick up the bomb though. It's 35 seconds on this clock. Sort of coming out of team main. It's going to be playing alley as well with an op, so getting that bomb down could be hard for the T's.
He actually starts second guessing himself and goes back, so
yeah,
he's not even coming into play yet.
Yep. Now they got to be smart about this retake to make it happen together instead, so that there's not going to be anyone dying one by one. It's been a bit of an issue sometimes, especially in the first game. They had issues in those situations. But this flank for Snyder is going to be monstrous. And Stonda missing that shot as well is going to be a huge problem for them. Now, the question is, time is actually running out. But there's enough for defuse as Stonda does not connect on another shot. It's going to be 14-12. Things are getting dicey and very close at this point.
Do you think we're looking at another overtime?
I mean, it can't be really...
Ruled out.
It can't be ruled out at this situation, for sure. It's going to be another bye for ENCE. It's been a lot of close rounds. After plan situations and so forth, but so far Ancient managing to pick up a lot of these after plans, being 6 in a row for them. So definitely a good comeback, all things considered. It was, what, 14-6 at worst from their point of view?
I think so, yeah.
Definitely being a great comeback.
Well, they started that comeback off of a force buy, so ENCE must be kicking themselves, you know?
Yeah, and it's the second time the tournament's happened to them too. Same in the first match where they could have had an opportunity to close out the match, but that being said, Yuho does connect on Pronax to start things off, so that's a first kill for ENCE here in number 27. That could help things for them. It's going to be Pronax down. Now, still a minute on the clock, minute and 5 to be more specific. And it seems like they're setting up for a bit of smokes for the outer bomb site. Whether or not they're doing so is a question.
Looks like Juho is just going to be leading the charge here towards the Ivy area. He does have a teammate with him, but they're going to just get absolutely flashed up. Schneider runs out of bullets, and he should be going down, and he will, but Lekro quickly takes the trade. And Lekro does go down, but he does a lot of damage onto Stun there. Now it's all falling apart for ENCE. But that being said, it's not... It is.
Yeah. Again, interesting situation there with the kills being traded and in Ivy, Snyder trying to just spray through that smoke. Obviously, we saw a lot more than he could. And he runs out of bullets, goes down, and then really exactly see the remaining of the action there. But end of the day, it was a 1-on-2. And Ancient winning another one here. And it's going to be a potentially 14-14 scoreline, all things considered. And since they have the Eagles, and they have Tech 9s, a couple of armors, and some smokes, and 3 guys in inner bomb side for the CTs, and they're pushing up. It's going to be a trade kill. I think they just noticed it's going to be 2 players in inner bomb side. At least they noticed one more, obviously. Now, what is going to be the choice for man? Seems like they're looking to go into this inner bomb side, which already has 3 of the CTs.
Smoke screen going to be coming down, but that's not a T smoke screen, it's CT one, so the T is just going to be sitting on it for now. It's not really a very good smoke to push through this, as they have to make a decision. And then a fail smoke. Powerf actually trying to throw it deep, but instead throws it into the wall. And so now the CTs only have 1 smoke left on their entire squad. Whereas ENCE, they do also have a smoke. They do have a Molotov as well. And if they were to hit one of the bomb sites quickly, with a bit of a fake perhaps, this might be working out well for them.
Yep. Having 1 M4 could be a big factor. Alu on that M4 with an armor too. Had some Molotov, Sunny with a flash. No smokes for them though. 35 seconds on the clock, so I'm taking a sweet time on making the decision on what to do. Seems as though there's going to be a couple guys just coming out of the ladder. It's going to be a fight with Snyder. And it's going to be a couple guys going down lower now. But it's going to be Powerf and Snyder just stopping that push right away. And it's going to be 14 all.
Powerf got a jumping headshot on the first guy.
Did he?
Yeah, he jumped. And the first guy came out and he jumped headshotted him. And he shot the other guy. He's on 27 kills. Pretty sure I know why Anders is so excited. But I mean, what kind of impact does it have when you have your, let's say, star player, Alu, only shooting 10 in 28 rounds?
I mean, I don't think, I mean, obviously, in a perfect world, you want him to be hitting that 20 mark every single time, but should have enough firepower in the lineup for them to do well, even if he's not hitting all his shots all the time. But that being said, Snyder already did that first kill on Uxarte. It's going to be a good start for Ancient here. I'm looking to make it, I think, 8 in a row in this situation.
Yeah, sounds about right. It would actually be 9 in a row, wouldn't it? If it was 14-6.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Got a very solid CT hold here on DE train. Now the T's going to be just rushing the A bomb site, but then again they have 2 players that are not coming to the A bomb site, and they do get a kill. So now they're causing all of the rotations, and the 2 including the bomb, is actually heading towards the B bomb site. So no matter what, they're going to get at least a bomb plant stunned with this positioning. He should really be hitting the shot. He does. So now he can more or less shut off the rotations aggressively here. And if Alu then goes and either pushes CT or covers from behind, this could work out nicely. And this might be the turning point that ENCE have been looking for. Stunde looking for definitely a turning point where he's going to miss, and it's a bit of an easy shot. He should have definitely connected with that one, but Alu going to be caught out now. They're going to be pushing lower. They have not spotted him. Okay, Schneider going to be taking it out. Thought that they all thought he was upper, which would have been a bit of an interesting round.
that could have. I mean, obviously had Stunde hit that shot in the actual hand with the guys coming up ladder. Could have been a huge difference, but there you have it. It's going to be 9 in a row for Ancient. And if I would just definitely ask where has been the timeout from ENCE. Seriously, should have taken it at some point, losing this many in a row, just to try and take the momentum out of Ancient.
Do we know that there's a timeout at this event?
I mean, it's pretty standard at this point.
Yeah, I agree, but it's just we didn't see Ancient do it either. And Proranx is definitely a fan of taking timeouts, I'd imagine. But Alu with a great shot, looking for the second, but he should be traded, and Schneider does not get traded, in fact. So Juho and Alu both drop, and it's not like they even put up big damage onto Schneider. So now Sart, Sonny, Stunde, the last hope for the Finns, so they are going to be going home early from this tournament, which they definitely do not want to. Lekro going to be taking down Stunde, so it just gets much harder for them here. Just 2 players left on the T side. Sart going to be doing a bit of damage, I think, actually, and then Sonny kind of gets his mate killed there by not holding the smoke, but turns it into a 1 versus 3, and it's not an easy one, but I mean, Lekro is low. It's not entirely impossible, it's just quite improbable.
Yeah, definitely is. It's going to take some misplays from the CTs for this to be possible. 45 on the clock. He does have the bomb, has 2 flashes and 67 HP. AK-47 to play with. But it's definitely not looking all too good for Sunny and ENCE in the situation. He's going to be creeping here in team main, and he's definitely going to face Lekro here, potentially. Is he going to anticipate this angle, though, is the question. Doesn't seem like his. He's not. And that's the story ending there.
Yeah.
Lekro getting the kill.
Pretty impressive comeback.
I mean, when you get, what, 10 in a row, it's always going to be an interesting comeback for sure.
Do you think that's the Pronex effect?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a Pronas effect. I mean, that's more, I would say, it's the T side really. Is where you'd expect him to be the one that really. I mean, there was a lot of close rounds. They did well. I guess you could argue that in the afterplan situations where they had some smart rotations, flanks and whatnot. Really, not really trying to force the situation instead of taking the long route if they had to, utilizing that extra 5 seconds you have in the afterplan situation. That could potentially be obviously Pronax making the calls and saying, take it easy, I'm gonna flank, and so forth. So there was a lot of afterplan situations, a lot of close situations that just came down to the wire really.
But you talked about him hopefully bringing calmness to Ancient.
Yeah.
Do you think, when you're behind 14-6, the pressure is definitely mounting, you're going home if you don't actually manage to get this comeback, and what are the odds that you string together 10 rounds? I mean,
odds are not high, are they?
No.
That doesn't happen too often. I mean, looking on the other side, ENCE should have taken a timeout. I mean, there's a lot of close rounds, obviously. I mean, it was not a matter of them doing tactically wrong things. It was a matter of them losing a lot of the afterplan situation because they managed to force the afterplans. But then it just becomes a matter of trying to take away the momentum from your opponent, quite simply.
In Train is a map where you can get quite a few afterplans. It is probably the easiest map to actually get a bomb plan on. So kind of just looking solely at that, I wouldn't say that it's... I mean, yeah, it's obviously well played that they get a lot of afterplans, but I would kind of expect it, But I do agree that tactically it seemed like they were actually quite well organized, and the executes were, I mean, not poorly orchestrated. So it just came down to, as you said, clutch situations. It felt like every single time they actually got a man advantage, someone would come in and kill 2 players. Like one player from Ancient would come in and make sure that they were at a disadvantage again. It felt like they were playing at a disadvantage every single round on T side, more or less.
Yeah, and obviously Snyder coming into play. He was playing a lot better going further in that second half. Pauf obviously sitting, I think he ended up something around 30 frags to be. So those two guys definitely in twist, hitting some shots here and there too. But I think a lot of it was down to them just playing those after plans really well and taking their sweet time in coordinating themselves before committing to a retake.
Yeah.
So
I think so too. So it is team preparation, and it's going to be also Ancient who are going to be advancing further into the tournament from Group A. We're going to be having Group B after. We're going to have just a bit of a lunch break, I guess you can call it, and afterwards we're gonna be returning with more beautiful Counter-Strike. It's going to be Group B. It's not like we have bad teams in Group B either. We have Torpedo, Aligon, yeah, there they are on the screen, Alternate, and we also have Augless. So definitely some interesting matchups.
Definitely, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. It's pretty tough to call, if you ask me, on who's going to be going through into Group B. But that's going to be after we take a, like you said, lunch break, 4 p.m. lunch break. I mean, we're eSports. We live in a different kind of a time zone, I guess, altogether from the rest of the world. Not sure if we're gonna get an interview though. That's the main question right now. I guess that remains. As I say that, we have an interview apparently, or at least the host is ready to take it away.
So that's it, guys. We have now determined the Group A, and ENCE didn't make it, as you all saw. It's gonna be Team Ancients and Team Preparation that moves on to the semi-finals. From here, live from Inferno Online Stockholm, we're gonna take a little longer break. We're gonna give all the players and staff some lunch, and we will be right back after the little longer break.
First blood!